The following video is actually a re-upload of a video that I created a few years ago and published on another channel that no longer exists. However, I think that the information contained in this video is still relevant, even though some of the fine details may have changed since then. Anyway, here it is. Hey, let's talk about knives, shall we? Kamikoto knives, to be exact. Well, if you spend much time viewing English YouTube these days, no doubt you've seen some pretty big, powerful influencers doing promo spots for something called Kamikoto Knives. They all seem to be communicating a message of the high-quality Japanese materials and fine craftsmanship that go into producing Kamikoto knives of exceptional quality. The About Kamikoto page on the Kamikoto website lays it on pretty thick about this centuries-old Japanese ironworking, swordsmithing, and metal casting craftsmanship, before ultimately revealing, almost as an afterthought, that their cutlery is actually made in China. Because of this and other suspicious claims and practices by Kamikoto, some critics have even taken to calling Kamikoto knives an outright scam. Now, I don't know anything about knives or metallurgy or metalworking or anything like that, so I don't want to take either side in that debate, but I will be including links to some of the Kamikoto critics below, and you can go and take a look at what they have to say and make up your own mind about whether or not Kamikoto is operating a scam. But I did decide that one thing I could do is to determine if Kamikoto is, in fact, a Japanese company, and whether or not they have a presence in Japan. So the first thing I did is I went over to the Kamikoto website, and there I found that the actual name of the company in Japan is Kamikoto Showroom Limited. You can see that in the second line here. This is off of their website, and it says Kamikoto with an R, and then it says Kamikoto Showroom Limited is a Japanese company headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. Kamikoto Showroom, not Kamikoto Company or Kamikoto Knives, but Kamikoto Showroom. Above that, you can see the company registration number. Now, this is a unique 13-digit number that is assigned to all corporations doing business in Japan by the Japanese tax authorities. It's like a social security number for companies. So that way you can always find out information about a company by searching for its company registration number. And that's what I did. Luckily, the Japanese tax office has a site where you can input anybody's registration number, any company's registration number, and look up details, certain details about that company. So this is the search result on the company registration number lookup page of the Japanese tax office. And this shows Kamikoto Showroom's history. And you've got their corporate registration number on the top, and the next bold line shows the name of the company, and that says Kamikoto Showroom Kabushiki Gaisha. Kabushiki Gaisha means like a corporation or company limited. And then the next, the middle bold line says Kamikoto Showroom, which is the pronunciation of the kanji above it. This is often done in Japan because there are different ways to read kanji, so you have to give the pronunciation. And below that is the address, the official address of the company. And it says it's located in Tokyo, in Minato-ku, in an area called Akasaka. And 2145 is the address number, and it's located in a place called the Daiwa Akasaka building, and it says that the company is up on the 7th floor. Now, as you can see here, that the address off the tax office's site matches what is provided on the Contact Us page of the Kamikoto.com website. That's the same address, and it's in the Daiwa Akasaka building, 7th floor. So then the next stop is Google Maps, and we plug in the address that we got from the two sources to get an idea of what the Daiwa Akasaka building looks like from the outside. Now, this is pretty good practice if you're trying to find a place in Japan, because Japanese streets are not too orderly, and they're sometimes take you hither, tither, and yon as you're looking for something. So if you can go over to Google and get an idea of what you're looking for, it helps you find it when you actually there on the ground. And then after I get an image of the building, the only thing left to do was to pay Kamikoto Showroom Limited a visit. So one evening after work, I jumped on the subway and took a ride out to Akasaka Mitsuke Station. After a bit of wandering along the crowded, narrow streets of Akasaka, I got lost a couple of times. I finally arrived in front of the Daiwa Akasaka building. Well, this is a list of tenants that was on the wall just inside the first floor entrance of the building. Let's see. Up at the top. There you go. 7th floor. No Kamikoto showroom. That's strange. But, okay. Some companies opt out of including their name in the general list of tenants of an office building for one reason or another. So, not to be deterred, I jumped onto the elevator and rode it up to the 7th floor. Then, getting off the elevator, I was confronted by a list of 7th floor tenants. Looked at it and, let's see, open office, Spice, TBS Sparkle. No Kamikoto showroom. That's strange. Well, at this point, I walked around the entire 7th floor of the Daiwa Akasaka building. It wasn't that large. And found that there are only 2 companies housed there. One is a TV production company named TBS Sparkle, and the other is a graphic production company, which I think is most likely affiliated with TBS Sparkle some way. And that company is named Spice Group, has nothing to do with spices. I went through the trouble of going up to each door on the 7th floor of the Daiwa Akasaka building, and found nothing, absolutely nothing, vaguely resembling the Kamikoto showroom. So there you have it. Now you know exactly what I found when I visited the head office of Kamikoto Knives in Tokyo. I found nothing. Absolutely nothing.